Hi Gemini, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Gemini is your general bi-weekly reading from the dates between the 25th of October and the 11th of September. I always leave a grace period, but it's just into November anyway. I'm going to draw 6 cards initially. The first 3 are going to relate to the time in October and the second 3 are going to relate to the time in November. Okay, if you read the description box below, you'll get a little bit of an idea of the astrology and some of the things that you may have been experiencing. Okay, I've already shuffled the cards, I've already meditated before I turn the camera on, but I will pick those up. I like to see it on the screen, so I will endeavour to do that for you, my darlings. I have a few interesting little messages coming through, so I don't know if some of you, this is a general reading, but for those of you that are potentially dating a Capricorn, a Taurus or a Virgo, if you've been in separation, the cards are suggestive, the ones that have kept flying out anyway, that there might be a return, an imminent return. This is being filmed on the Tuesday, so before the full moon, so if that helps anybody. Okay. Okay, Gemini, feels like it's going to be a straightforward message, so let's hope that it is. Okay, so let's have a look at your energies in the month of October. So first of all, we've got the 6 of Cups. Yeah, you spotted that. Then we've got the 8 of Swords, and finally we've got the Moon card. One of these is related to the 8 of Swords, so we'll look at that in a second. Okay, my darlings. So, the first card is the 6 of Cups. Now, for those of you that know tarot, Cups energy is related to our emotions, our feelings, and our intuitions. It's related to the water signs Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. The number 6 is related to the Lovers card as well in the major arcana, and therefore this card is about past connections. So it can be past life connections, or in your past, in your younger days. It's about referring back to that time and about feelings that you felt then. If it's not linked to a specific person for you, it could be, again, a specific time in your life, one that you are being reminded of, emotions that happened in the past or in some way being replayed out in your life currently, in the month of October. We'll get some more information on that here because of these cards here. Now, clearly, as I don't know if I mentioned, the full moon is, I want to say, on the 24th or the 25th, I suppose, depending where you are. And this could be something that plays out around then. Now, this is the next card that you have, and the card is the 8 of Swords. Now, sword energy is related to your sign, Gemini, so the element of air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the sword energy is all about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our communication, our truths, and also our consciousness, what we allow ourselves to think, what we allow ourselves to realize. And with the 8 of any number really is connected to our karma, and 8s are about a karmic cycle. It's a karmic cycle, and it's something that we go through repeated experiences, or experiences that feel similar, even if it's different people and different times in our lives. We might have, or different relationships, there might be elements of that repeat. And the reason that these things repeat for us in these cycles, in these karmic cycles, is so that we can understand them, so we can understand how we're being affected by them. It seems for you guys, for some of you out there, Gemini, there's something from the past that's tying you up like this. You are thinking about something, reliving something, replaying something in your mind, trying to understand something, some of you. it's interesting. I actually feel like both these cards are linked. Let's have a look at this one first of all. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be some sort of breakthrough, some sort of clarity that comes to you, something that's going to cause you to take action. And I feel like if you are going through any sort of mentally challenging times right now, so if you're stuck in negative thought patterns, negative thought cycles, thinking over something that's happened in the past, keeping going over and over it with the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Swords is a breakthrough. And more than that, it's the sword energy, the wand energy is really our life force, our vitality. And in this area as well, it's related to the second chakra, the sacral chakra, that's orange in colour, related to the element of fire. And that's about action. It's ruled by the planet of Mars, if you will, so the planet of action. And it's as if this worry, this concern, these plaguing thoughts that some of you may be experiencing in the month of in the rest of October, actually spur you to take some action, actually spur you to move, to do something about it. It might be that you reveal a secret, or that some of you have been really bound by keeping a secret, or bound by the potential consequences of maybe revealing something that happened maybe when you were younger, or something that you struggled with when you were younger and you didn't tell people at the time. It doesn't have to be anything particularly I don't know, it doesn't matter what that is. Not matter, you know what I mean? It doesn't it can be anything. But it seems like this energy of the Eight of Swords is kind of these thoughts that you keep having, these recurring thoughts, the things that are tying you up in knots about something connected to your past, actually encourages you to, this month, to actually say something, to actually do something, to actually behave in a different way. It might be reaching out for help. This card's related. It might be reaching out for help. It might be telling someone the truth about something, revealing something about yourself. And remember, we've got this card here, the Moon card, and the Moon card does suggest there's something hidden. So it potentially, this breakthrough moment for you may come this week, you know, around this full moon, around this week, and it's seeing, understanding, revealing what it is you feel, becoming conscious of what it is you feel, what you think, potentially is going to spur some of you into action. You know, for some of you, interesting. For some of you, this could be just, you know, a work situation, for example, you know, a past job, a past situation that happened with an employer or with a colleague, for example, and so that was something that you never spoke about. You know, it was quite a happy environment at work, supposedly. You were in quite a happy environment, supposedly, in the past, and actually you're realizing now that there was something not quite right about that situation. It made you feel a certain kind of way, and you potentially this month might be spurred into action to do something, or to say something, or to reveal something, because you don't really want to keep feeling like this, experiencing this energy of the Eight of Swords. Okay, it's not a nice energy to experience. Some of you are struggling, will be struggling with this energy of the Eight of Swords. You know, we lack compassion for ourselves in these periods. We maybe isolate ourselves in these periods. We feel scared, we feel stuck potentially in these periods, in the Eight of Swords. So some of you in the month of October may be feeling that way. Again, something connected to the past that seemingly was a happy situation, a happy environment, whatever that is for you specifically. This is a general reading. It's like the worry, the thoughts, it's just going to sort of like come out of you. Again, the Moon card is again suggesting that there's something hidden beneath the surface. This is also related to your intuition as well, and the emotions beneath that. You know, there's a thing about this card as well, about trusting your intuition with the Moon card. You've really got to trust yourself to be able to feel these emotions and be able to handle them and be able to face them. Okay. You know, you've got this period of assessment almost, you know, this period of trying to see something from a different point of view, trying to understand something differently, something that you maybe didn't see before, something that you maybe didn't realize before. You know, was somebody lying to you? Was somebody being manipulative to you? You know, did you lose out on something because someone threw you under the bus and actually it was them? You know, the Hanged Man is about potentially seeing someone in a different way, in a different light, or a situation in a different light, an experience in a different light. So it could be that, you know, you had a friend, you thought this person was a friend, and that person betrayed you. And that betrayal, for example, is something that's going to be revealed or come to the surface in the month of October, and we've only got a couple of weeks, a couple of days really left in this month. Okay, so it's very interesting, this energy. This is what's coming towards you in the month of November. There's another card that wants to come out. I don't know what it is, but we'll have a look in a second. Okay, so we've got the Page of Cups. This is linked to the Page of Cups. And let's have a look at what it is. It's the Nine of Wands. So this is what's coming towards you in the month of November, okay? The first week of November or so. So we've got the Page of Cups here. Page is related to the element of water, like I've said before, so and those emotions and our intuitions. And the pages are helpers. They help you, they help us. And it's unclear at this point, actually. And when we have this moon card as well, that's potentially why it's unclear. But it's unclear at this point if this is you, the Page of Cups, if this is you taking this action going towards somebody, or if this is somebody coming towards you. I feel like it can be related to you in either way, even if someone else is coming towards you. I feel like for you, it's definitely action orientated. It's masculine, so that's just clicks for me. But also, it's like there is a fear, really, a vulnerability about something that you want to say, about something that you want to go towards, about a direction you want to go in with the Page of Cups. And I've actually, to be fair, that's further supported by this card here, the Nine of Wands. I've spoke about the element of Wands. Number 9 is related to the Hermit card, and the Hermit is about going within. It's about there's something there inside and you've got to go and find it. Okay, and in this instance, it's like our life force, our inspiration, our creativity, our action, our natural ability to get out there, our natural motivation and will to get out there, to do things, to see things, has been blocked. That's the word that came to mind. It's something that we're feeling trepidatious. We're feeling not afraid necessarily, but we're a bit more tentative in wanting to take action, and it's linked to something that's already occurred, this sort of trepidation of yours. But you do want to definitely do something. For some of you, if this was linked to love, for example, you know, a romantic situation or a romantic relationship, this could be that, you know, someone from the past, someone that you had feelings for, someone that you maybe had a relationship with in the past, there's been some things hidden, or something that you don't know about their past, or something that sort of forced you to apart, or forced you to not be communicating clearly. And this may be you asking that person, wanting to ask that person, wanting to go to that person, whether they're in your life or not, and speak to them and ask them how they're feeling or what happened, get some answers, get some clarity, but you're afraid to do that. For some of you, this could be your a relationship with your parents, you know, your mum or your dad, you know, being afraid really to address things with them directly. You know, this could be you as a child, Gemini. You know, this could be you as a child. It could be you, you know, seeing things, experiencing things, you know, with your parents, and them not really understanding the maybe the impact that had on you. When we have Venus is retrograde currently today when I'm doing this reading, it won't be, it goes direct in November actually, if I remember rightly off the top of my head. And you know, Venus retrograde is always asking us to think back about our relationships and about the things that have happened to us, the things that have made us, basically the events that have occurred that make us who we are, if you will. And those can be very formative events when we're young people in our homes with our mums and our dads and our brothers and our sisters, or whoever brought you up. But it could also be, and it could be those things that maybe some of you are struggling with, something like that. I get that impression. I get that maybe some of you are afraid to speak to your father for some reason. I don't know, maybe there was something in the past with in the home when you were growing up. Some of you are estranged from your fathers, and maybe some of you are going to be getting back in contact with them or somebody. But I feel like there's an element of father here, which is quite interesting energy, really. The next card we have is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is a number 5 is related to changes. It's related to something has to change. So when we get to this energy with Cups, it's about something has to change in the way that you're feeling. And because it's obviously related to emotions, I've said that about a million times. It might be quite an emotional time for you. It seems like the next couple of weeks might be an emotional time for some of you. There's things that you really need to let go, and this is really a card that's really indicative for me of emotional baggage, and the things that we carry around, and more than that, the things that we don't really know or understand that we're carrying around, and we don't really understand the weight of the things that we're carrying around, and then something happens and it brings us back to that way of thinking before. It brings us back to how we felt before, and we realize, oh my gosh, I'm still carrying all this with me, and I didn't realize I was carrying all this with me. And with the energy of the number 5 of Cups, it's about saying these situations have arisen karmically so that you can see the weights that you have been carrying, the things that you have been carrying around, which you really have to leave behind now, because I don't think you realise the sort of the impact that something from the past has had on you as an adult, or has on you as an adult, or has on you now, even if it's 5 years later, even if it's 50 years later, so a circumstance may have arisen or may arise around this time that really makes you see, okay, I didn't realise that I was still holding on to that. I really need to let that go now. And then finally, we've got the energy of the 7 of Pentacles. Now, I did a video about the number 7s, actually, exploring the number 7s, just because, which you can watch on my channel, and it looks at all the different energies of the cards, and talks about the numerology and astrology of number 7. And this is so, I feel a bit sad. I mean, it's not a great word. Well, it's not very descriptive, the word sad, but that's really how I feel, a bit sad, because this energy as well, the 7 of Pentacles, 7s are about trying to achieve balance, and also trying to understand something, trying to understand how you feel, where you are. In this instance, trying to understand why you are doing the things that you are doing, trying to understand where you are putting your energies. It might be that, and understanding the motivations behind that. It might be that, you have been trying to, for example, work on repairing the relationship with your brother or your sister or your mum or your dad, whatever, and you're feeling like, actually, I've put all this effort in, and the person's still the same. They're not changing. They're not apologising. They're not treating me any better. They're not accepting responsibility, or whatever it is. And this is that type of energy. It's that type of energy of, you've done all the stuff that you're meant to do. You've tried your best. You've put the work in. You've put the effort in, and still you're not feeling any better. Still it's not working for you. It's not working. It's not improving. You're not getting anywhere in this situation. And in this instance, when it comes to this, it's really a number of realization. It helps you to understand, as I said, why, 1, where you're putting your energy, and 2, that the place you're putting your energy, or the things that you're doing, you're not the one who can really do anything to affect that change. You can't change another person. You can't make another person, obviously, no matter how nice you are to another person, it makes no difference to how that person's going to treat you. No matter how apologetic you are, it doesn't mean that that person's going to be as apologetic towards you. We can't control that. And this is that type of energy of really the things that you've been doing to try to overcome, the things that you've been doing to try to resolve things with somebody or try to work through something. You can't fix another person. You can't rely on their apology or their approval to make you feel better, because as you have probably seen, or as you maybe see, it doesn't work like that. It won't make you feel any better. For some of you, this might just be you feeling like, I'm trying to get over something. I've been trying for years. I've been trying for months, whatever it is, however long that is for you. And you're not getting any better. You're not feeling any better. You're not going anywhere. You're not making any progress. But let me tell you, if that's your story, if that sounds familiar to you, so you're like, oh my gosh, I've been trying to get over this person or this betrayal or this failed opportunity for so long, and I'm not getting over it. Like, why am I not getting over it? And with this energy, this is about it's still suggesting, if that particularly resonates with you, that suggests that there's something that you're still not seeing. And again, it's about where you're putting your efforts. So if you are, say for example, a person hurt you or whatever, a person lied to you or betrayed you in the past, and you're getting over it, you putting energy into getting over it is, I'm just not going to think about them. I'm going to not think about them. I'm not going to speak about them. I'm going to completely pretend that they never existed. I'm going to delete all evidence of that they're from social media. And you're like, I've done all that and I still don't feel any better. Well, the reason you don't feel any better is because that stuff doesn't work. When you are going through a period of mourning or emotion or something that's challenging you, you have to feel it. You have to allow yourself to get angry about, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that to me, or I can't believe she did that to me. And because working through that anger, working through that annoyance, working through that worry, working through that betrayal, that is what moves you on. Working through that is the number 8 of Pentacles, if you will. That's you putting the work in to actually release the things that have been bogging you down, or that have been plaguing you. By trying to cut them out and ignore them that they ever happened, well, the emotion's still there. It's just beneath the surface, and that's why you might be feeling like this, like fed up, like I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, so you've got to keep going, Gemini. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep trying. You've got to keep pushing. And this might just resonate with a small amount of people, or it might resonate with all of you. But think about the overall energies of what this is. This is overall, this is something from the past with the 6 of Cups that was apparently or supposedly a good or happy situation, and you now realizing the impact that actually the impact of that past situation that's had on you, and that's something that you're still struggling to overcome. Whatever that past situation was, that's for you. And think about where you're putting your energies. Okay, I put a video up this week about the use of mantras to help us with our personal with our self-healing, and it's called Mantras, a Practical Guide to Self-Healing. And I think that for those of you that might be something that you think could help you, I definitely recommend you watch that video, because it explains to you how mantras work, and also how we can actually use them to help us to think differently and to behave differently and to feel differently as well. Okay, so do check that out, Gemini. And I've also written a video. There's also a video uploaded about, as I said, the number 7. So obviously, of course, check that out as well. I'm going to be uploading your love readings for the month of November at the beginning of November. So as I always do, and hang on. Let me just do this because I need to do thumbnail. If you and as I said, check out your bi-weeklies. Your love readings for the month of October are still available. I know this is a little bit of a, there we go, that's going to be a thumbnail. So check that out as well. And what else was I going to say? You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Key Wisdom Tarot. I write posts about some of the energies, and you can also, if you would like a personal reading, there is a slight wait, but you can contact me at keywisdomtarot@gmail.com. Thank you so much, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope that it helps you, or maybe to get a bit of perspective on a situation maybe that's been challenging you. Okay, Gemini, thank you so much for your love and support. Enjoy the month of October, and I will see you all again soon with your November love reading. Take care, my darlings. Bye.